Shadow stands at the center of a crimson ritual, surrounded by swirling red energy and ominous symbols. He calmly praises the effect of the curse skill he just used. It not only wiped out corpses and bloodstains, but also allowed him to absorb their remaining life force without wasting a drop. He checks his status and notes that his untradeable lifespan has now accumulated to over 2327 years. With this boost, he feels confident even when entering the most dangerous zones. Suddenly, someone nearby hears gunfire and screams coming from a package room. They panic and shout to report the incident, unaware that Shadow is already aware and calmly observing. A group of police officers rush into the restaurant, alarmed by reports of gunfire. They mention the Dongfang family was having a gathering here and fear a deadly shootout may have occurred. As they enter the dining hall, they're stunned by the eerie silence. One officer gasps, finding the scene suspiciously empty. The room is a mess, showing clear signs of a violent battle, but not a single body remains. Confused and panicked, the officers wonder where everyone went and if anyone saw someone leaving. Outside, Shadow calmly walks away from the scene. Meanwhile, the officers are left puzzled, questioning how the entire Dongfang clan vanished without a trace. Shadow walks through the neon-lit city streets. He sets his sights on a new objective, the Cayenne Corporation. He recalls that the corporation's headquarters had already relocated to North America before the game-like world descended. However, the CEO's daughter, Cayenne Shishi, is still trapped in the Magic City district. Realizing that traveling over 300 kilometers on foot wastes too much time, Shadow reflects on how it already took him 2-3 hours to get here. He knows he needs a faster solution. Now seated in a dimly lit room, he calmly decides it's time to secure a proper means of transportation. He materializes on a glowing teleportation circle as the system message welcomes him back into the divine game world. He surveys the area calmly and considers clearing out more silver and gold tier bosses still lurking within the ruins. Suddenly, a girl's voice reaches him with excitement. She claims to have good news and urgently calls out to him. She reports that Xiao Hai found the entrance to a hidden tomb. However, a gold tier ghost is guarding it, and they can't defeat it on their own. Shadow is intrigued and wonders how she managed to discover the tomb's location. The girl explains that while returning to the starter town, they took a detour to avoid monsters. During the walk, they suddenly stumbled upon someone who had fallen into a pit. It turned out Xiao Hai had accidentally stepped into the pit. After struggling to pull him out, they realized it was the entrance to a tomb. The area disrupted team chat and communication due to its special nature. As they ventured deeper, they encountered a level 12 gold tier boss with glowing red eyes. Fortunately, they managed to escape unharmed and have now returned to town. Shadow is shocked. He mutters that even a random step in the city ruins could lead to discovering a tomb. He acknowledges how rare such tombs are, comparable to divine blessings or cursed ruins, wild encounters that usually appear only by chance. Shadow accepts the coordinates and tells them to send the marker. The girl jokes that if he finds any loot he doesn't need, he better sell it to them. Shadow agrees, noting that she's quite clever. He arrives at the marked location and gazes at a large old well. Surprised that this is the tomb entrance, he finds it unbelievable someone could accidentally fall into something so obvious. He mocks the situation, wondering how Xiao Hai managed to stumble into such a massive well. He quietly praises the woman for noticing something so obscure. Without hesitation, he leaps into the dark abyss below, beginning his descent into the mysterious tomb. He lands silently in the depths of the tomb. A system message flashes he has entered the grave of resentment, and all communication functions are now blocked. He moves cautiously through the dark corridor, pausing as two glowing red eyes appear in the shadows ahead. A massive figure steps forward, a grotesque level 12 gold tier ghost clad in a butcher's apron, radiating hostility. Shadow recognizes it immediately. Though he hadn't faced this boss in his past life, its brute appearance suggests it relies on powerful physical strikes and high offensive stats. As the ghost swings its cleaver, Shadow reflects on why the others fled in fear. The gear and skill books he bought from them clearly lacked defensive stats. One strike from this boss could easily have a health bar. Shadow dodges swiftly, realizing that if he gets hit even once, it would mean instant death. Activating Graceful Escape and his skill Shadow Slash, he delivers a rapid flurry of blue strikes, targeting weak points with lethal intent. Though the boss's defense is high, Shadow's Throat Slash lands cleanly, piercing its flesh. Despite the blow, the boss can't recover quickly enough to stop the bleeding damage from stacking. Just as Shadow prepares to reposition, the ghost boss suddenly lunges with its massive arm. He quickly summons a defensive skill to shield himself. The ground erupts as the boss's claw smashes down, sending debris and energy flying. The impact is devastating, shattering the earth around Shadow's last position. Shadow leaps back just in time, narrowly escaping the crushing blow. Shadow warns himself just in time the corpse is about to explode. Thanks to his passive skill Phantom Flicker, he narrowly avoids death. He recalls how, in his past life, some teams rushed to loot after defeating unfamiliar bosses only to be wiped out by post-death explosions. It was a brutal trap, usually seen with gold tier bosses and above. He activates Hand of Fate and absorbs the remaining essence. A system prompt shows he earned a rare skill book, points, and a gold tier armor drop. Not only did the kill drop a skill book and armor, but both are gear he can actually use. Truly a perfect haul. He unlocks the skill Dark Knight Ring Blade, a gold tier assassin ability that deals dark elemental damage in an area around him. He notes that the skill scales with the spirit stat, making it perfect for him since his assassin class boosts spirit-based output more than strength. After evolving the skill to epic tier, its range extends from 5 meters to 12 meters, and damage increases from 500 to 1300 dark damage along with a short cooldown. Shadow evaluates calmly, while its damage doesn't match his Phantom Slash for single target burst. It's ideal for clearing out mobs efficiently. He compares Phantom Slash and Dark Knight Ring Blade. While Phantom Slash is a straight line skill, Ring Blade is circular, making it more effective when surrounded. He equips the new Golden Grade Wrath armor, which significantly boosts his defense, resistance, and HP, replacing his previous Ghostfire armor. He calculates the total haul over a dozen loot items, including one that grants him more than 10,000 days of lifespan. He enters the tomb, hoping to find better rewards inside. Ideally, he wishes for a mount to ease travel. A goblin charges fiercely with a weapon. The robed girls scream in terror as a glowing energy wave sweeps toward them. Moments later, they're seen kneeling in blue teleportation circles, indicating they've respawned after dying in the dungeon. A boy nearby screams in frustration and despair, unable to handle the repeated losses and failures. The boy grabs the girl by the collar and screams at her, blaming her for their team's constant failures and revealing he only has 2 years of life left. He shoves her forcefully to the ground, threatening to deal with her if he ever sees her again at school. The girl collapses while her friend rushes to comfort her. The boy turns his back and walks away coldly. Her friend suggests leaving the city to join a mutual aid group in a small town, one that supports beginners and non-gamers. But the girl glares with resentment, swearing revenge. The girl rejects her mother's advice to flee, declaring she'll stay and fight her own way, leaving her mother behind in shock. Later that night, she sits on a hotel bed, alone and dressed up, staring blankly as frustration and revenge burn within her. She texts someone, asking if they can help her level up. A man replies with a vulgar suggestion, proposing to help her if she sleeps with him. Disgusted, she snaps at the pervert, fuming with rage. The girl sends a flirty message to a boy, pretending she always liked him and only held back because of her brother. She now claims to be free to be with him. The boy laughs mockingly, clearly not buying her act. He sarcastically replies, implying she's using him now that she's cut ties with her brother. She tries messaging multiple guys, asking for help leveling up. But each one mocks her or talks down to her, exposing her reputation. Left alone on her bed, she curls up in despair. None of the men she counted on supported her. With only 2.5 years of lifespan left, she's lost and terrified. Alone and ashamed, she quietly whispers his name Qin Feng while curled up in bed, regret and sorrow etched across her face. She tries to convince herself that Qin Feng wouldn't abandon her. Believing he can fix everything, she resolves to seek him out. She arrives at his door late at night, hesitating as she stares at it, wondering what to say. Thinking he might forgive her if she apologizes, she tries to justify herself, but pride kicks in. Deep down, she still believes she did nothing wrong. She steels herself outside the door, convincing herself to act humble. If she plays along, she'll get what she wants, an upgrade, and later, she'll break ties on her terms. Blushing with false confidence, she knocks gently, thinking once she levels up, she won't need him anymore. For now, she pretends she's still his favorite. She repeatedly calls his name sweetly, knocking again and again, each time louder, trying to coax him to open the door. When the door stays shut, she finally loses it, furious. She kicks it hard and curses, revealing her true nature behind the sweet act. She enters the room confused, everything is gone. The bed, table, clothes vanished. There's no sign of him left. She dials his number, but only hears a cold automated response saying the phone is turned off. Still staring at the empty room, she murmurs his name and wonders aloud where he could have gone. Meanwhile, deep within the cursed tomb, a fierce battle rages. Blue energy blades slice through monsters as he fights alone in the dark. Shadow arrives at the end of the path and spots a large sealed sarcophagus. He explains that after killing over 200 monsters and several elite bosses, he's nearly reached level 12. Opening this will summon the final tomb boss, hopefully of platinum rank. One of the team members rushes forward to open the coffin, pushing with effort as creaking sounds echo in the air. Suddenly, dark energy bursts out violently. Dark tendrils burst violently from the sarcophagus, swirling with chaotic energy as he watches cautiously. A grotesque arm reaches out from the dark mass, dragging out the remains of the white-silver boss that was instantly annihilated. Shadow realizes the true threat, a golden tier boss called Death Mist, a formless entity immune to physical attacks. He curses his luck for triggering such a nightmare. He remembers this exact boss being released in his past life, where it rampaged straight to a nearby stronghold, causing massive destruction. The deadly black mist spreads across the city, engulfing unaware civilians who scream in agony as they fall, most having no idea what hit them. He realizes that unless someone has teammates to disperse the mist or special class abilities, anyone touched by it will surely die. But then, his eyes lock onto something, its true body. Shadow unleashes his skilled Dark Knight Ring blade, slicing directly into the swirling mass of darkness, aiming for the hidden core. At last, he spots it buried within the toxic mist. A grotesque parasitic core pulsates with eerie life. A strike tears through the parasitic core, cutting right into the hidden heart of the Black Mist boss. As the golden energy from his attack bursts forward, the boss lets out a final screech before collapsing. Shadow confirms it was a gold tier boss, dangerous, but not unbeatable. He thinks back to how fortunate he was to have just learned Dark Knight Ring Blade, a magic-based skill perfect for handling this form-immune enemy. With the dungeon cleared, he activates Hand of Poverty, absorbing the loot. Though he hoped for a platinum tier reward, the golden tier drop still satisfies him. As the golden light fades, a rare item materializes in his hand, a mount summoning bell. Surprised and excited, he realizes he's actually obtained a rideable mount, something he had been hoping for all along.
This is the end of the video. If you guys want to see the next part, then don't forget to subscribe and like the video.